There we have it, folks. We have shippage. We have shippage, and you can see there they are. Right there. Right there. Alright. G'day folks, Pakira here, and welcome to War of the Sea. This is episode 1, and in this episode I'm going to show a little bit more of what you would expect when you're playing the game in terms of what's involved. So first things first, what we're going to be doing is setting up a task force and most likely a convoy. If we've got enough command points, maybe a couple of subs. We will also then launch some aircraft and show you how we set up patrols and courses and things like that for our aircraft. One of the things about Spin for a while now is you can actually automatically set up repeating patrols, so less micromanagement as compared to how it used to be. So in terms of our strategy, now the goal is Guadalcanal. At the moment you can see it's under Japanese occupation. Now there's no indication that it's how many troops there really. I think we're going to need at least a good whack of troops to start with, just to get there and hopefully be enough to maintain it, well, gain control, and then we can hopefully with enough time come through with another convoy and continue to expand on what's there. Now, another strategy that we could employ, and I was thinking, and this is a strategy I've done before, is either going to Renal Island here or Santa Cruz Islands and creating like a forward base if you want, and slowly upgrading those with the future viewpoint to then be able to launch from here into Guadalcanal, thus also giving us closer air support from either or compared to Renal. But I've decided we're going to just go straight for Guadalcanal first up. We know the Japs will be coming through the slot here, sending through a convoy to reinforce as well. And so I think we need to get there. It's going to be a race. So let's start the race first and foremost. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just set the patrols out of Port Moresby and Milne Bay first, just to cover what may be coming through down here. And sometimes you get a luck over here in the middle of the Solomon Sea. Now the risk is also, and what can happen is there can be a mission for the Japanese to take Port Moresby, so we have to be mindful of that. It's a risk, but we're going to set up that now, so we'll show you how we do it. So new air, we've only got Wildcats here available, so what I'm going to do is going to send 2 out with no munitions. I'm just going to move this down to here. We've got course, and we're going to send, so we've got a range of 390. So with this one, I want to send him about there and that, and I'm just going to put him on just not a permanent course. We'll just see what he can find there. He will automatically return back to base. So now we can go back to Milne Bay, and because we've launched aircraft that do not have any munitions, for example, like bombs, we can do that again. Now this guy is going to be slightly different. I'm actually going to put him on a, if you like, a scouting pattern here, which is these here. So we're going to start him going to the north first, and I think I'm going to put him at about 120. So if I push this button here, it's going to show me there. I'm going to push that a bit higher, 150, maybe a little bit further out, 180. And hopefully what will happen is he'll encounter or give us a view of any potential ships that may be coming down through here towards Port Moresby. Now they can potentially come through here, but more than likely they'll come from Ribble and around here. So we've set that up, and we've set those 2 up now. We are paused at the moment, by the way. So now Port Moresby, new air. So the Wildcats, I'm going to do 4 Wildcats. They're going to just go up here, so they're going to have 390 range, so it's not too much, but we'll push you to about there, and I'm actually going to put that on just a repeating course for now. Looks a bit funny, but naff, but it's what we're going to do. And also now Port Moresby, we're going to do another one with the 4 Wildcats, and we're going to do another patrol. We're going to start out, I think we're going to start on the southeast, and I think we'll do 120. I'm not too fussed about the land because nothing's going to come over land, but it's maybe give us an early warning here for any potential ships. All right, now we're going to go back to Port Moresby because we do have the level 3 airfield. So we've got Avengers now. Now with Avengers, I'm going to put them on rockets, and that will increase their range to 850 kilometers. So now, and we'll course, and we'll send these out to about there and out there. Now I'm just going to do it as one for now. I'm not going to do it as a repeating patrol, but you can, as I've shown you here. All right, so it takes care of those, and now we can come down here, and what we're going to do, we're going to try and utilize our command points here. So I'm not going to launch ships right now, it just doesn't make sense. So we're going to go for, you press new C, okay, and it will give you some of these windows. So it defaults now. I can change a filter here, so we're going to filter by the United States. What I want to do first and foremost is, I'm in an R-ing, to be honest, with a cruiser task force for sea battles, bombardments, or I'm thinking of maybe a carrier force just to provide close air support and cover, and of course it's maneuverable there. So submarine is not a submarine, but a task a carrier is expensive. So we can show you here now. We can go to, I want to filter by types, and we go CV. So 130 for the Lexington class carrier. Obviously the Lexington is sunk. Yorktown is Wasp. So the Wasp is 100 command points. So we're going to probably take, I'm going to go for the airfield, and we can see here from the stats, if we look at the aircraft, it's going to give me 24 Wildcats, 24 dive bombers, and 24 torpedo bombers. So we need to press add unit, and it comes up to here. Okay, so we need to offer some sort of protection. I think we'll just go for a bit of a light cruiser here. I don't mind the Brooklyn class. And what I'm looking for is, I like dual purpose guns because it means that they can do anti-air as well as obviously surface to surface sort of deal. Yeah, so we're not going to go with the Brooklyn class. I think it's the Atlanta I do like. They do have that dual purpose, and you can see the anti-aircraft is quite good there. And with sensors as well, it's got good passive sonar abilities. So we'll do a Atlanta class cruiser to do as well. So that's going to give me, how many points is this? 18 points. Okay, so we'll do the Atlanta class cruiser. She can't launch airplanes, which is a bit of a shame. So we've got the Atlanta in there, and I'm going to just put some destroyers now just to add some sort of a screen. Okay, so probably goes for the Bagley. It's got dual purpose guns, and you can see it's good double coverage there of anti-air. Okay, so that's going to cost me 6, so we'll probably do 1, 2. It's not huge. It's not the aim of this is not to engage the enemy. It's just to cover and provide protection for the Wasp. And this is going to cost us 130 of our 200, so we don't need that. Now we want this to be taken to effect, so we go done here. This is locked it in now, okay? And you'll see our points have come down to 70. Now, I don't want the Wasp leading the charge. If we click on this button here, it will show us. So we've currently selected line ahead. If I click on this, it's going to give us the formations. And you can see number 1 is the Wasp. So I want probably the Wasp to swap with the Bagley and swap positions there. So Bagley will be lead with Atlanta, and then the Wasp and the blue at the back there. Hopefully covering a little bit of anti-sub. Cool, so they're done and dusted. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just plot a course for these guys initially just out here. That's where we're just going to go for now. Okay, so what we're going to do now is also now click on the New Hebrides, and I want to get a convoy going. So what we need is I want to go and get a merchant class. Now in the mod, sorry not mod, in the vanilla there's no differences. You can't get a big variety of merchants or tankers. It's basically just the one. Let's have a look here. They cost me 10, I got 70. So 1, 2. So these can hold supplies, engineering and troops. They can't hold a mix, they have to be either or. So I'm going to go 3 to start with. I do want an oil tanker or tanker. So that's AO, that's 15, so we'll just take 1. Okay. And then we need a couple of DDs. Now this is 45, so we're getting very close. I don't mind the porter. For these, it's also, I think it's going to be, we've got depth charge capabilities here. We look at our sensors. Yeah, I think we'll just stick with the Porter class. 6, so 1, 2. Okay, so that may give us enough for just one submarine. I might just add to it. Okay, so I'm happy with that. We'll press done. Close that. And again, the formation, line ahead's pretty straightforward. So you can actually, like, we can look at circular and see what the pattern would be. So, like, for example, the Selfridge would be at the 6 here. The port, you know, so you can muck around with that. Like I said, I'm just going to go for column right. So I'm just thinking anti-submarine here, probably wanting maybe our destroyers at the front, just to do that initial sweep. With the here, you know what? I'm going to go line ahead, nice and simple. 1 and 6. I want this to swap with the Porter. Okay, and I think I want the tankers number 4. Yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. Okay, so now what we're going to do with our convoy is, actually before I do the convoy, I'm just going to quickly leave that. I'm going to see if we can, how much our subs are going to cost us, and it may be worth just, I usually like to start with, okay, 10 points. We've got 13. So it's why one sub. Now subs are okay in this game. They can play a role, but I find them it's a challenge. Yeah, but it can be quite fun when you get in there. I'm just like on the top of my head. I'm thinking here we may just take that 10 points for another merchant ship, and then bring in a sub later on. Yeah, because we've got the Enterprise, we've got the Wasp carrier, so we're going to utilize our air arm a lot more. So what we do is, I'm going to actually change this now, and we're going to go back, and we are going to get this merchant. Actually, how much is a? Now we can't afford a tanker, so we'll get a merchant here. MS, cool, done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change this to merge groups. So I want to swap these two. So we've got a line here, we've got that extra for our merchant. Now what we're going to do is manage the cargo. So we go there, click on this button here. So the destroyers can just hold troops and supplies and stuff as well. So what we're going to do is, I want to get some troops there. We're going to put in then some troops again. We're going to go supplies, obviously fuel, and then we're going to go to engineering, and then we'll go to more troops, and then on the Selfridge I think we'll just add supplies. So I just want to make sure what we got here. I'll just bring that down so you can see. So we've got 250 troops, 1,250 troops, 2,000 supplies, 100 fuel, 100 engineering, more troops and more supplies. Excellent. So now we're going to plot this course. Again, I'm just going to plot it here because I just utilize this. Was going to go very slow. The speed is going to be medium speed between 12 and 16 knots. So I've plotted those courses now, folks. They'll go as far as here. Okay, so they'll start moving. We are at pause, so we can press the decimal point, and it will go 1 times speed. Yeah, we're not doing that. I'm just going to leave it running. I just want to see how we do look. We've got. No, I don't want to do anything out of Australia right now. I think we're pretty good. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Once I've got the carrier force out here and start patrolling, I'll start launching some scouts. So what I'm going to do is, I normally play at 300, but we've got nothing going on at the moment, so I'm going to press that to 600 and we'll just mosey on. Now there is cooldowns in this game. If you detect and attack an enemy, you've got about an hour cooldown before you can actually detect them again and attack. Not a fan of that, but it's there. There's also cooldowns in launching aircraft, depending on, again, like I mentioned, if it's armoured or not. Or armed or not armoured. So aircraft carrier is doing well, so she is now gonna plot that course here. Just be aware of submarines, and we'll just plop her there. And a convoy as well is going to I'm going to extend her course. We're going to go up there just to deep water, and we'll probably just keep going. It's going to be about 26 hours, so we're looking, yeah, about night time we should get around there. So that's not too bad. Obviously, ideally, I want to be unloading and assaulting Guadalcanal in the night hours, so then the Japanese air cover is not there. Cool. So I'll fast forward a little bit more. So what I want to do is my new air. I want to take my Avengers about it again. Rockets. Done. And let's send the course out here. So again, we haven't discovered anything yet. 850. So about there. And what I'm going to do for now is just put it on a repeating course for a bit and see what it can find, if anything. Okay, so everything else is sorted here. You can see we've got our convoy moving slowly and our task force. I will get ready to probably launch in the next morning because we can't launch aircraft now. That's good. Maximize the speed to 1800 times. So he's gone out quite late. You weren't going to spot anything there. The carrier is doing well, making good progress, but again, we're not wanting to engage the enemy in terms of our ships. We really just want to, it's there for air cover and to utilize what aircraft we can to attack any enemy. So we've got the air force done now. So any planes, so we can change that now to, hang on, I want that to be launch aircraft. Okay, so the Wasp, we've got 12 Wildcats. They don't really do much. They're decent scout planes, I guess. They can just strafe. So I'm going to push, we've got 12 out of 24, so I'm going to just put 2 out. Yeah, so this Wildcat is now going to, what they're going to do is just patrol over these 2 Convoy Alpha. Boom. Okay. They'll just add some air cover. Then we can go back to the Wasp because and launch aircrafts because there's no cooldown. Okay, again, I'm going to send 4 out now and we're going to start doing some scouting. So we're going to go up the slot. We've got a maximum range of 390 kilometers. So from here, we're not going to have much. Actually, we can't really do much here. But that's fine. You can do that course. And again, we've got the Wasp. We'll launch some more aircraft. Probably another 4. 390. So let's just make sure what's out here. Go. Alright, and some more. So again, I'm not putting these on repeating because I just want to see what's out there initially, and we will be changing our course anyway. So 390, cool. And I think we've got 2 more Wildcats. 4 more Wildcats we can probably launch. No, we've got a fair bit more actually. I'm actually going to leave them because what I'm going to do is use them as a cap if we get engaged the enemy. So the task force, I want the course here now. For now, I'm just going to go here. That's where I want the task force to situate. So again, done. We can launch. Everything is able to be launched. Yeah, let's go. Now we can launch the aircraft Avengers again with rockets. Done. I'm going to set a new course. A little bit further north. About there and repeat. Cool. Something faded away. Port Moresby's ready to launch, but that's not us to worry about. Okay, so we do have planes. We could actually shoot them down. So there's something up here. So what I'm going to send is this Wildcat here. I'm going to get him to land. Right, there's something up there. So what I'm going to do is now the Wasp should be able to launch aircraft. No, we've got 4 hours, not 4 hours, 40 minutes before we can relaunch. Cool. Because obviously we just had all those land. Alright, so the Wasp is now ready to rock and roll. Okay, so she's ready to launch. Again, Wildcats. I'm going to send 4. I want to see what's up here. 390. I'm going to go there, and I'm just going to put her on a revolve for now. And let's have a look at the other ones. Gonna send this one down through to here. And just come back. And the last one I'm going to send again. I just want to see what's out here ahead of us. Just make sure we are not being scouted out as well. Okay, cool. This one is going back and forth, obviously looking after our convoy here. So this is what the game involves, yeah? The Wasp is ready to launch again, but we're not going to launch any more aircraft for now. Yeah, so this is what the game in general involves. So I'm just going to, this is why this episode, I've kind of done this, show you what it is, what's involved with it in terms of your setups. Oh, we missed something up here again. So yeah, now that looks like it might have been possibly a sub. So we're going to just bring you down here. The Wasp is ready to launch again. Cool. So I think we can. I want this guy, if he can, to just go into the slot a little bit and see what's there. So the slot is what's it's called here between the islands there. Just FYI. Convoy is doing good. I'm going to extend her course now to about there as well. And the aim, what I'm going to do is hopefully just, I'll be doing it like this, playing it like this, and then when I record a video or an episode, you will hopefully get it as more of a like after action style report or going into the action. So you won't see all this tediousness out anymore. But I just wanted to show it for those who may be unfamiliar with the game. Right, so we've got a aircraft here that's just buzzed over us. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna just get this guy's got 71. Gonna just get you to go that way a little bit. How have you've got 39, so there's no point missing you out. Okay, I just want to see if there's a sub or there may be a carrier. That looks like a probably a sub base plane. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so there's only about 5 hours of light left, really. 4 hours more likely. Okay, so the Wasp is now ready to launch again. So we are going to launch. We've got going to send 2. Going to send a course of 390 to about there. Done, and we're going to send you. I think there may be a submarine down about here. Okay, so we've got all these guys on a revolving scout. Okay, so again, there's that plane. It's heading this way a little bit. So I'm going to just put your course. I know we're not going to have enough, but I'm hoping we may be able to sight something. It does look like he's returning that way. 1600, very hard to see now. I do believe Alpha may be engaged with a submarine shortly, and we don't have got the last hour of air cover. Okay, so there's no point launching any more aircraft. Nighttime is upon us. So I'm going to maximize speed. Now this episode will be longer than I hopefully planned for the other ones to be. Again, I just want to show you what we're doing, and I just want to give you a good idea. We are obviously into August the 9th, and our aim is also to bring it across into every week. So I think our CV is okay here. Our convoy, now, if I want to plot a course to Guadalcanal, it's going to take 10 hours. So what's that? It's about lunchtime. Don't really want to do that. Now, again, I might just zoom in and just have him float around. This is a risk. Well, I'll just get you to float around for about 8 hours. I think we're happy. I'm happy with the aircraft carrier there. I think we've got enough. Actually, I'm gonna just move you a little bit in here, a little bit more, because then we can utilize a little bit more at the slot there. You're probably screaming at me, for those who may play this game and go, what the hell are you doing? You're leaving your convoy there like this. There's obviously going to be a submarine encounter. There is a sub around. Yeah. Right, air operations are commencing. So we should be able to launch another batch of Wildcats. We can. So we're going to do 2. We're going to course down. So I want to see what's up the slot again. So we'll go here, and I'm just going to set him on a back and forth. Right, so all this is just for scouts. We're just looking to see what we can find, if we can find anything. Again, I'm going to come up to here and about there, and I'm going to put you on the same deal. Leaving a cap of about 10 planes. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all the ages. We have an encounter. So now, as Wildcat has discovered it, so we what we're going to be doing is I'm going to move my task force. We are moving the task force just this way, but hopefully we can launch some Dauntlesses. Okay, these can carry bombs. Avengers can carry torpedoes. Now I'm just going to have a look. What do we got here? Very fast, maybe a battleship and some cruisers, or battle carrier. I think they may be. All right, yeah, battle carrier. So what I want to do is the Dauntless has bombs. So we're going to launch 12 Dauntless. Done. And we're going to go to here, to 0.2 hour. So this Wildcat, he's discovered it. I'm just going to go ignore, okay, because we don't want to see it. This guy's the guy we want to get in there. Okay, we're going to move our carrier. As I said, we're going to move him about, I think we'll go back into here, probably about an hour's way. Okay. Actually, no, we won't. I'm going to, just because I'm conscious because I want to be able to launch another wave of aircraft soon. Right, so once this Dauntless comes along, folks, we'll engage. All right, so the Dauntless is almost above over the ship, so probably just let it go a little bit longer. There we go. Now what we're going to do is go into the tactical map. We're going to engage. Okay, there's our Dauntlesses. Okay, that's the Bagley. That's our convoy there. That's our other Wildcat here. Okay. So you can set up basic instructions on here, but nothing more. These you can see that we've got 1, 2, 3 branches there, all color coded. So they're all groups of 3 groups there of Dauntlesses and our Wildcats here. So our Wildcats are set automatically to engage in dogfights. We're not going to worry about them. I'm just going to let them do what they need to do. Get the Bagley out of here. So we haven't discovered where the enemy is yet, but hopefully when we get into here, we will be able to check it out. There we have it, folks. We have shippage. We have shippage, and you can see, there they are. Right there. Right there. Alright. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all the ages, we'll see you next episode, as we'll see what happens here. Till then, take care of yourselves and each other. Kia kaha.